for the past 17 years, I've been living in the United States.
There's only the one language, it's just your mother tongue. If you didn't speak for a long time,
Oh, your brain is like, oh, you gotta scramble languages in here, trying to.
how much life is difficult in USA?
For somebody that's starting from the bottom, it will be super hard. Sometimes people have 2-3 jobs.
Basic advice for those people, they are beginner in English language or some intermediate also. They are facing some issues when they talk with someone.
A child speaks because they're surrounded by the parents talking and talking and talking, and they listen
Exactly.
first.
Read an article in the BBC. So the doctors say, to
Being an artist, a dancer, I did many things, and I always want to try many things. So I'm a jack of all trades.
Hello guys, this is me Abu Bakar. Once again, I'm here to conduct a new interview with my new guest from USA. Hello Belinda, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be here.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You accept my invitation for this interview. That's really amazing for me. I contact with the peoples from different corner of the world and especially from different countries, from different professionals, and conduct interview with them and ask different questions, especially his journey and his life achievement, his struggle, and that's make me more happy when I interact with the peoples because every region, every country have a different accents. And so for our viewers, definitely when they watch different people or different interviews, they learn a lot of things. Thank you so much once again. Introduce yourself first of all.
Hi, everybody. I'm Belinda from Venezuela. I was born and raised in Venezuela, and for the past 17 years, I've been living in the United States, which is my home currently. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your positive response when you accept my invitation for this interview. That's amazing. Okay, could you tell me about your story? How do you move to Venezuela to USA?
Well, everything started because I have this career. I was studying modern languages and I was a teacher in Venezuela. I was teaching English and Spanish literature. And I had this dream of becoming fully bilingual by choice. And I had an opportunity to work in the U.S. So I traveled with a work visa, and that's how everything started. Yeah, but back in the days, they had good relations and there was a program.
So what do you think? How much is difficult for the normal peoples when they apply from the Venezuela to USA? Because Venezuela or USA, I think they are much near with each other.
An au pair program. It's like a cultural exchange program. So I went through that program, and they run a background check, really profound background check, like for 6 months. And then when you are approved, you're ready to go. And that's how I did it. And it was a process. It took me 6 months.
Okay, so what inspired you to study tourism or marketing and modern languages also?
Well, they got hand in hand. The two careers go hand in hand because back in Venezuela, my plan was to work in the hotel industry or go on a cruise and work on a cruise. So language plus having the career as a tourism marketing will help me to follow that path. Everything changed later on, but that was my first plan.
Could you tell me a little bit about the Venezuela culture or the languages? I'm not familiar with the Venezuela too much. I don't know which kind of languages people prefer, and when some of foreigners visit Venezuela, so it's easy for them. They find out some of people they speak English very well with them.
Yes, you can find people that they can speak English. Might not be like perfect, but you can get around with people that speak English. We're very influenced by the U.S. So our main language, of course, is Spanish, and then second language English. But it's not so forced. It's not right there. It's just a choice for you to have a second language. And besides that, we have 26 Aboriginal native language from tribes. But they're not widely spoken. So if you go to Venezuela, you're gonna hear Spanish everywhere.
Okay, so After how much time you visit to Venezuela? 16, 17 years you are living in USA. So after how much time you back to your country to meet with your relatives?
Yes, I left the country in 2008, and then I had the opportunity to travel back 2011, and that was the last time when I wasn't able to go back because of the relationship between, Venezuela and the U.S. We don't have an embassy currently. There's no embassy. If something happens to kind of take me out of there, so that's the reason why I haven't seen my family in person. We do keep the communication between us through technology like phone
Mm.
calls and video chat.
Yeah, exactly. Because nowadays we have a lot of resources, WhatsApp or social media and video calls, and that's so easy for us to interact with the relatives or for relations, especially on the different seasons, especially the Christmas or some of other cultures activities. That's amazing. So, how did your passions for the languages shape your career in teaching English and the Spanish literature also?
Oh, well, since I was a child, since I was 4, I remember I always had this passion for learning languages. Back then, I was watching Superman movie
Mm.
in Venezuela, and I told my mom, I want to speak like them. I don't know what they're saying, but I want to speak like them. And then my mom started buying back in the days cassettes and music, LPs, the big CDs, huge CDs back then,
Mm.
the past, and music in English. So that's how it started. My passion for understanding a different language.
Mhm.
And that's how I became a teacher, English
Amazing.
and Spanish.
So, how much languages you speak at a time?
At that time, I started learning English when I was 11.
Hmm.
11. But back in the days, the technology wasn't the same, and I didn't have access to this. Like I'm with you, talking here easily, finding people that speak English, right? I didn't have that back then, so it was very limited. I can only do the basics. Um, but once I took it as a career in my 20s, everything changed. I was able to have conversations, but it was still not to the level how I am today. So it's been a journey. It's been a
Hmm.
journey. Thank you.
So, how many languages you speak right now?
Okay, fully only Spanish and English, but I can understand Portuguese. I can understand some Italian because of the similarities that are involved in a Latin language, right? They're based in Latin, so there's words that I can understand.
Mm.
I studied French too, but because I didn't use French, I forgot French. So if you don't use it, you lose it.
Exactly, I totally agree with you. There's only the one language, it's just is your mother tongue. If you didn't speak for a long time, I think you never forget any single word because from your childhood you speak up a lot of time with the people's. So it's not easy for you. You can forget that. But if you learn a new language or your job, if you didn't speak, definitely forget that in so easy way. For me, it's so tough because at a time I speak three languages: Pashto, Urdu, and the third is English is my third language. Urdu is our national language. It's Pashto, like we speak in our, the family environment, especially in our region. Afghani people in Afghanistan, yeah, Pashto is so common there. So three languages is more tough for me.
Wow, that's amazing. You got 3 languages. You
Yeah, at the
win.
time, yeah, morning to evening, so definitely I convert to three times. But it's so tough sometimes, when you interact with someone in English and then direct back to national language and then back to your the family language. So tough.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Oh, your brain is like, oh, you gotta scramble languages in here, trying to focus, right?
Exactly. So, what was your experience like working as a au pair and the nanny in US?
It was exciting. It was amazing because everything was new. Culture was new. I was looking at everything with eyes of a beginner, of course. Like, oh wow, the big cities. I got to travel, went to New York. I spent a week in a university. They were training us to become, to be ready when
Hmm.
it comes to cultural backgrounds, because with different cultures. So it was great. I had a group of au pairs, other ladies that were in the same company, and we got to meet see each other once a week, to support each other, because you're in a country all by yourself. Even though the family was really kind, you still miss your own family. You still miss your country, your people, right?
Exactly.
So I love taking care of the kids. I learned so much from them. Actually, I learned English from them too.
Mhm.
That was a good thing, very good thing. So
So what do
yeah,
you
it was.
think? How much life is difficult in USA? Definitely, you must have to be super busy in USA if you want to achieve something. Definitely, there's a lot of opportunity, but
Mm-hmm.
morning to evening, you have a lot of acts. So, what do you think? How
Yeah,
much life is difficult in USA, or rather than Venezuela?
it's definitely, as an immigrant, it's definitely hard because you have to adapt to everything. Everything is new to you. The customs are new. Things that I used to do in Venezuela might not be perceived welcoming or good here. So I have to adapt. So it was very challenging. It was enriching experience, but it was really challenging. And when it comes to work, you work a lot. You work a lot, and you're there to be a go-getter. I was a go-getter, so I was all for young. I was all for like making it happen, like my dream, the American dream. I'm gonna make this happen. Work, 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 make money, and save it, and keep working. So I was all about work, work, work. I only have like maybe once a week I will meet up with my group of pairs. Of course, we will have activities. We will go to school too. That's another thing I didn't mention. Part of the program, it was to go to school. So we went to have like credits from college, university. We can study, and that was a good thing. So I spent all my time working and studying. So, but if you go as an immigrant with a different background, because it
Mhm.
was different for me, because I already came with this program. For somebody that's starting from the bottom, it will be super hard. Sometimes people have 2 3 jobs to make it
Mhm.
happen while you building up.
Yeah,
But once you build up, things get better. Okay, it's
exactly.
just life. Hmm.
Exactly. In USA, if you want to survive there sometime, it's a compulsory, it's essential for you. You can, work either 3 time or the different job at a time. Definitely, it's essential sometime. So,
Yeah.
what do you think? How do you manage, especially your morning to evening your activities? Because you have a lot of works time you have, like home and outside, or lot of businesses you have. So, how do you handle your overall your daily routines?
My daily routine. So back in the days, it was really busy. Nowadays, I'm not as busy, but I earned this because I worked really hard. I earned it. So back in the days when I used to work for people, for companies, of course, I would have to work extra hours, and I will always say yes, 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 because I want to also be like the best I can be and give my best. But now, if you're talking about my present time, I own a company. It's a B2B company. It's business to business. So I just create graphic designs or marketing for their social media pages in my community. All the companies that are here, like small businesses, those are the ones I serve. And I'm going, like, if I have like people coming to me, my schedule is very flexible. When I have
Mhm.
people coming to me, it's very flexible. So I go according to what is being asked of me, I'll do. So my schedule is very flexible right now, very flexible.
That's
So
amazing.
I'm not.
You mentioned it has a lot of business, B2B, and the cosmetics business also you have, and your graphic designer also there. So how do you manage all these things? Do you have some of your members? Do you have or community to help you?
Um, well, I was always a very like multifaceted person. I didn't want to be just have one career. I was always into artists, being an artist, a dancer. I did many things, and I always want to try many things. So I'm a jack of all trades. I
Mhm.
like doing many things, and I always handle it well because I would focus. When I was being a cosmetologist, I focused like an entire year in my school just for that, and I wasn't doing um let's see, I wasn't doing I remember leaving a job that I had in the food industry when I was working with the special people with disabilities. I left
Mhm.
that job because I was ready for my studies with cosmetology. So there were times where I have to quit something, let something go so I could manage everything.
Well, I can't count that all your acts, as you mentioned before, a lot of projects you work and a lot of career you change and a lot of achievements. So, how did you motivate yourself to perform all these acts and still you are so passionate?
Working and making money, I realized that there's more to life, that I care for other human beings and I want to help my community. So I started volunteering, and something that I'm doing currently is we are working to eradicate food insecurity in our communities. So we gather with a lot of companies that all like the stores that give away their food that they, the food that doesn't sell but it's still good. It's no expire, still good and fresh. That goes to certain places, organizations that will pack everything and send it to people. We send it to people's houses. There's homebound people. The homebound, they can't leave their house home due to maybe a sickness or something. So we go and take it to the door and leave it there. Or we have people that come to the location. It's a food bank. We call it food bank. It's a big, huge establishment that have all this food for all over the U.S. They got it. They're all over the U.S. And we send food to people that need it. In that way, and we don't discriminate. This is for everybody. Even if you have money, even if you have a good job, but you feel like you needing something in the pantry, food wise, you can always come and we'll give it to you.
Exactly. So, who motivated you for all these activities? Because it's so
Oh,
tough.
I love people. I really genuinely love taking care of humanity. I mean, like I said, I don't know. It just came from my heart. I want to do something different. I didn't want to just look, Abu, having a job, it wasn't feeling me. It wasn't making me feel like there's something more out there, like caring, loving people, helping people is something that feels me more than just being Belinda, having a job, and it's meaning. It gives me
Okay,
meaning,
okay,
a
okay.
purpose.
Got it.
Mhm.
So let's come to our original topic because a lot of people, especially the viewers, when they watch that these kind of videos, they want some tips from the English teacher or they are so good in English. So what's your some interesting or some basic advice for those people they are beginner in English language or some intermediate also they are facing some issues when they talk with someone or communication with some native speaker. So how they overcome these problems, especially the issues when they talk with someone.
Okay, so just remember, if you're having issues, having a problem, remind yourself that this is a process. Don't be so
Mhm.
hard on yourself. Do not give up. It is a long life process. So of
Exactly.
course it's gonna take time. Um, Forget about mistakes. Don't worry. Embrace the mistakes.
Mm.
People are gonna be kind. People know that English is not your first language, and they're gonna be kind and understanding. It's more of us feeling like, oh no, people are gonna make fun of me. It feels it's an embarrassment that we feel because I felt it, and sometimes I
Mm.
feel it. But I have to remind myself, hey, this is part of the process. So push that aside, shake it off, and keep going. Do not give up. Uh, does that answer the question? Because I have more to say if you want tips, but it had to be also depending on what level the person is. In order for me to give him a really good advice, I will have to kind of coach them and see what their needs are so I could tell them.
Exactly. You must have to be say something more about this topic because that's a lot of Asians they are facing so much issues, especially when they speak with someone. In exam or in school level, even in university level, they can pass the exam in good number and good marks, but
Mm-hmm.
when they join some field and they interact with someone face to face, so that time they totally hang. They are fishing.
Mm.
They are fishing for
Mhm.
the word. So how these
So I
problems,
would say,
especially, yeah, how to overcome these problems.
I will say, focus once you pass the test. Focus on listening the native speaker. If you're working with a native speaker, listen a lot, and I guarantee you, once you get in that job, your level is gonna rise up exponentially. You're gonna get better because all you need is being exposed to it. Once you get exposed, it's just like when a child learns a language. a child speaks because they're surrounded by the parents talking and talking and talking, and they listen first.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I did. When I went to the resort, I'm being honest, plain honest here. When I went to the resort, I wouldn't talk so much, but I would listen a lot. And I was copying everything that people were saying. And then I went home and I write down all the technical language and I memorize them. And I went there and I will say everything and learn everything. And I
Exactly.
pick it up super fast because I'm exposed. So you need exposure. Just know that you're gonna do good once you're working and surround yourself with the language.
I totally agree with you. First you must have to be listen and build your vocabulary with the listening after you pronounce your word. I remember last month I read an article in the BBC. So the doctors say, the kids are so much tiny in the stomach of the mother. They are just 6 months old, but they hear everything. They listen outside environment, and when they comes to the word join us for 2 years, they didn't pronounce any single word, just crying. But they listen all the words and they memorize, and after 2 years they start to speak up very well.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. That is the secret to
Exactly.
learn like a child.
Well, I receive right now your advice, but I apply or adopt that from last 5 years. I never pass any exam or IELTS or TOEFL like this kind of exam because it's so tough for me. But I interact with the people's communication with the different people from different country, from different professionals, face to face. Recently, just a month or 2 months back, I started this YouTube channels and record interviews and then upload on there. Because a lot of people, they are more passionate to learn from the different professionals, because if I interact with the different peoples, every person have a different point of view on different topics. So they have opportunity to learn from them.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, I think I saw you doing a lot of like videotaping yourself too, and I saw your
Exactly.
progress. I'm very
Yeah.
proud of you too. I saw you doing really good, Abu.
Yeah,
Doing
there
really
is
good.
in my YouTube channel 50 videos, but I recorded almost 100 video challenge. The Big John and Professional Farming are random question every day. And maybe in a few days or maybe next week, I upload all these 50 videos that will be completed with the 100 videos, because I don't have enough time to upload that in my YouTube channel. Maybe in few days, I will complete that. Well, thank you so much, Linda, for your time. And that was really incredible interview. And I learned a lot of things from you. And that's really amazing. Once again, thank you so much. So you have a few minutes. Do you have something?
Um, I just want to say, I just want to add to what you were saying. To improve your fluency is what you did. You speak more. You
Exactly.
speak more and write more.
Mm,
And I just want to say that I'm very honored that you invited me to have this opportunity to share my experience with the world. You guys are going to do great. You guys are going to do great. You have amazing support. You have these amazing men right here that's creating these videos that are going to help you, inspire you to in your own journey as an English speaker and beyond, even in your own professional life and your personal life. So I'm
you
just
know,
very grateful to be here.
yeah,
Thank you.
even I didn't face someone face to face talk with me in English. All these struggles just on online. Through internet, I talk with the people and make a connection with them and request them they talk with me. So, so finally, it's a better for me. And finally, I openly speak with anyone.
It's amazing. Now you're a celebrity, Abu. You're a celebrity
Not yet.
interviewer, professional interviewer. Yes.
At least it yeah, at least
Yeah.
I set a goal, 100 interviews at least.
That's amazing. That's a great goal.
Yeah,
I
and I target different professionals, and you are a multiple professional because you have a lot of experience in different skills. That's amazing conversation with you.
thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, and bye bye.